Hi, welcome to AI Rapid Fire. We explore real world stories and lessons behind enterprise AI success. So, I'm your host, Kishore, CEO of Pronix. So, today we are diving into a topic that every business and technology leader worry about and also looking forward the mindset that's needed for successful AI rollout. Okay. So, to help us unpack this, I'm thrilled to be joined with Mr. Amit Dingare. He is a Chief Intelligence and Chief Artificial and Intelligence Officer at PRGX Global Inc. And he's a thought leader in AI transformation, and he has embarked on multiple AI transformation projects across organizations, from a complex journey to actual AI ambition to bring AI into reality. So, Amit, welcome you to the show, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Kishore, for having me.
So, before we start our rapid fire questions, so could you actually take a moment and share a quick introduction about yourself and your background, the kind of work you are doing in the AI space, and what really inspires and motivates you in this field?
Yeah, so I actually am an 18-year veteran in this field. I guess my one thing that's different about myself is I grew up in this field, starting as an analyst, and now I'm kind of leading a large team across 3 geographies. Have worked in several industries: healthcare, retail, consulting, fintech, media. So have seen quite a few things and have kept up with the change that's happening in the AI field over a period of like 2 decades now. My claim to fame is I have figured out a way to create value leveraging large teams. And that's basically what I have found to be one of the things that worked for me all on my journey.
Excellent. So fantastic. And thank you for that, and great context for our conversation. So let's get started with some of the rapid fire questions. It's going to be very short and very sharp insights. He's a proven technology and a business leader, and it will basically help most of the business and IT leaders to think differently about AI after listening this. So first up, so what is the biggest mental shift leaders, which are both business and IT, they need to really make when approaching AI implementations?
Yeah, one thing I found that IT leaders, especially who come from more traditional IT backgrounds, tend to think about AI on the similar lines as a big ERP implementation. What I find to be successful in AI is use case centric approach, where you build use cases and then you start creating value through those use cases. You build the right guardrails, governance, and then create the value. And then you expand the scope of the value delivery from the AI. That's a mindset, that shift that a lot of the traditional IT people, IT leadership has to make. On the business side, I think the one thing I found that really needs to happen is business needs to adopt that the technology, AI technology, is not going to be 100% perfect from the get-go, but it's going to evolve and get better over a period of time. And that requires certain mindset shift that, okay, I'm going to start with something that is not 100% correct, but it's creating value for me. And then as time goes on, it's going to become better and better.
Excellent. So kind of a crawl, walk, run approach. Excellent. So great insights. How do you balance AI optimism with realistic expectations during the rollout?
You have to dial down the hype quite a bit. There is a lot of hype in the market, and that being said, there is a lot of substance as well. So, as a job of an AI leader, you need to figure out what is true and what is hyped, and then use the truth to deliver value to your use cases. So I basically use a framework to understand what items can create value, and that framework basically helps me to focus laser sharp on the items that are going to have a high chance of success in the future.
Excellent. So having that framework is, the real meat of the setting of the expectations. So as a Chief AI Officer, should organizations think AI as a tool or a transformation, and why is it so?
I think in my mind, AI is a transformative technology that's going to change every aspect of business and our lives. So it's neither a tool nor only a technology. It's almost like a seismic shift that's happening as we speak.
Right. Excellent. So again, you must have come across this a lot in your journey. How do you maintain a momentum when we're all early to the AI So when we have early AI pilots, don't really deliver immediate ROI.
Yeah. And that's a fact that you have to accept very early on, right? AI is a probabilistic field and there is a chance that certain use cases are going to fail. But what you can do is you can minimize the failure by spending time upfront in prioritizing the use cases. So that's one thing I do a lot is for every single use case, I use a framework of value, effort, and feasibility, and then basically make sure that the use cases that I choose have a higher chance of being successful. But at the same time, you have to accept that there are certain percentage of use cases that will fail, and you have to prepare all the stakeholders for that.
Yeah. So using basically prioritization of use cases is what is a key for actual ROI. Excellent. So again, in your experience, what is the most dangerous assumptions companies make about AI adoption? Because there are a lot of myths about AI. So can you be able to, unveil some of those?
I'm going to go back to the answer of the earlier question is I've seen this before, some of the leaders thinking about AI as another tool, right? And then that basically blinds them from the changes required in the organization, in the culture to really get the value from AI. So I would say that's one assumption that needs to change. It's not just a tool. It's a transformative technology that's going to shape our lives.
So Amit, we all try, different technologies. Technologies come and goes. AI is, one technology or maybe transformation. So how should leaders, frame AI failures to keep an innovative culture alive?
So one is you have to basically set the expectations that certain percentage of the use cases are going to fail, and that takes the blame from the failure away, right? Second is you have to provide the safety net for your teams so that they can keep on experimenting new things and encourage them to try new things out. And for that, you have to create a certain percentage of the allocation for innovative work. And that's what we try to do in my work.
Understand. So basically, allocating some R&D funds and giving a freedom for people to try new things and fail fast approach would help. Good. So Amit, what challenges are you seeing most companies face when implementing AI solutions?
First one is I see that the org structure is a challenge, right? When you put AI under traditional cost centers, that basically creates a certain level of mindset within the team that is not beneficial for the business. Second is not having the right leadership with skills and experience in the AI field. So sometimes I've seen companies putting somebody from infrastructure or ERP in charge of AI. That sometimes works, sometimes that doesn't work because the mindset required for AI is different than some of those technologies. And third is not putting the right emphasis on having the right talent inside the companies to basically have a successful deployment of AI within companies. I think those are the three things I would say.
Okay, so basically preparation is the key.
Yes.
So if you could give me one piece of mental preparation advice in terms of, somebody who is actually starting their AI journey. So what would be your advice?
Yeah, people who start in the AI field tend to focus most 100% of their energy on the technical portion, and that's important. But one skill they don't focus enough attention to is this ability to translate a business problem into a technical problem, and then eventually translate the technical solution back to business value. And I would say somebody who is starting in the field of AI should focus on that skill, because some of the in-between things can be automated using AI eventually.
Okay. So the full circle basically. Excellent. What is the most overrated AI buzzword right now?
It's not a surprise to anyone. It's agentic AI, right? I mean, marketers are using that term everywhere because it just creates a lot of buzz around it. In my mind, agentic AI is great and has a lot of potential, but not every automation is an agentic AI opportunity. So I think you have to use agentic AI in the right place with the right set of governance.
Excellent. I think you're on top of the market trends. So what's your playbook to pick a right process to automate first?
Yeah, I think my personal framework is to look at every single process and the value from it, automation value from it, using the dollar value, the effort required, and the feasibility of the use case.
Excellent. So, Amit, what is the biggest blocker you are seeing when it comes to scaling AI across the organization?
One is data silos. I think for a long time, especially traditional companies have evolved in data silo environment. And that basically creates a big challenge for scaling AI. And second is inadequate focus on the change management aspect. People think that it's a technology and there is no org change or culture change necessary for adoption. And I think that creates challenges when you want to scale AI.
Understand. So, final question. It's kind of a rapid challenge. So, if you had if you have to automate one thing in your organization today, what would you pick?
I would say use case centric data harmonization. That's the biggest blocker in terms of scaling. So, if I can automate, I would automate that first.
Excellent. Cool. So, incredible insights. So, thank you so much for sharing your perspective with such a more clarity. So, before we wrap up, any final thoughts or words of encouragement for leaders who are navigating this transformation journey, Amit?
Yeah, I think AI is a transformative technology. I think people should think about it in that lens and not as a tool. Do not think about AI as a cost center. Think about it as a profit center. You can assign business goals to AI leaders and then remove the hurdles to get those business goals. And if you do that, I think you can start seeing a lot of value from AI.
Excellent. So thank you so much, Amit. And it's been a pleasure having you today. Thank you for helping us, exploring the mindset shift that is truly, make the AI adoption successful. And to all of our listeners, if you find this conversation valuable, please subscribe and share and leave us for any reviews. We want to improve our, thought leadership and sharing insights with fellow leaders. And stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you next time on the AI Rapid Fire. Thank you so much.